leaving Martin's Bend. We're exactly where I came in last weekend, and the weather is markedly different. It is so still, it's beautiful. So I've got to get down to lock 4 before it closes at 4:30. So it's 1 o'clock now. In fact, it might even be after 1 o'clock. So I've got 12 kilometres to paddle. Better get a wriggle on. Well, first day of a 5-day trip. I'm really looking forward to this one. So behind me you can see the old Berri ferry landing, but in the last 20 years it's been replaced by the bridge, which all the locals are pretty happy about. Apparently there used to be lines over an hour long sometimes, especially on long weekends like it is this weekend. It's the Queen's birthday long weekend and I'm expecting a heck of a lot of river traffic. I've already seen 3 paddlers, which is more than I've seen in the last few weeks out. And there's a couple more over there actually. There you go. There's speedboats, there's tinnies, it's a hive of activity, which is quite different. Okay, well, made it to Bookie Cliffs. It's not the best day to be showing off its pretty colours, but it's still a glorious sight. That last 8 kilometres down from Berri was a bit tough. It was into a headwind, so didn't stop to take much video. And I'm also racing the clock to get to lock 4. So I'm still racing the clock to get to lock 4. But I may take a detour through Ajax Achilles Lakes because why not? And it's beautiful and I should still make it in time. So that's Ajax Achilles Lakes behind me. I've just got a little bit more of a lovely little creek to go through before I get down and come out just above lock 4. So should be good, making decent time. It's lovely and calm in here. I've just come out of Ajax Achilles Lakes, which is just there. So it's a nice little detour. Okay, well I made it to lock 4. I'm just waiting for the lockmaster to fill the lock up so that I can go through. That takes about 15 minutes. So generally I guess you could allow half an hour to get through the lock. As you can see, once I'm through, I'm going to paddle another probably 4 kilometres downriver to the little teeny tiny campsite that I've stayed at before. I suspect there's no one there, so being a long weekend, all of the good spots are going to be taken. So yeah, that'll be a nice spot to pull up for the night. Hopefully I can get some firewood If not, it'll be an early night in bed with no fire, but that's okay. My cooking doesn't rely on fires on this trip because I wasn't sure where I was going to be able to camp. Well, there you go. Lock 4. That's my third lockdown. Only half, or not even half of the gates are open today. So again, the river's not flowing very fast, but it is definitely up from when I first started up at lock 6. That was only 1,500 megalitres a day, or gigs a day. And now we're up to about 2.5. So good news. And it certainly makes the river flow a bit faster, which is nice. So now to find a campsite. Beautiful colours on the river at the moment, isn't it? And my friends the crows are back. I'm sure they follow me. So that's where I've just come from. And this is my perfect little pad for tonight. Lovely sandy beach. And a lovely sandy little spot behind those trees. Chuffed. And a resident pelican to growl at me all night. Okay, dinner this evening is a chili con carne mixed with rice that I dehydrated, and I'm having it with some Doritos. Again, it is a crazy mosquito-y night. I don't know why they're still around. We had a -3 degree morning yesterday and then a -2 degree morning this morning, and we're still getting oodles of mosquitoes. So thankfully I brought a thermos of hot water with me so that I could just soak dinner if that was the case. And I'm very glad I did. Okay, so I fit 17 kilometres into 4 hours of paddling today, which was a little bit above my average, not much. I certainly didn't take many rests, and I didn't stop to take much video as I went today. Because I really wanted to get at least here by sunset. I am a little bit worried about tomorrow night and where I'm actually going to stay. I had planned originally to leave earlier in the day today and be 5 kilometres further down the river. 5 to 8 kilometres further down the river. And that would have put me in a good place to be past Loxton tomorrow. There's a lot of crown land around Loxton on the river, but because it's the long weekend, every campsite's going to be full. So I've picked out a couple of spots on Google Maps that probably will suit a campsite. But once I'm past Loxton, then it shouldn't be a problem. Plenty of spots to pull up, it looks like, for the next 3 days. So I'm loving the fact that I have 4 nights out this time. It's going to be brilliant.